Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Ali, and today I'm scared. So recently I asked on Instagram what videos you guys would like to see from me, and a lot of you said you wanted me to do the reacting to assumptions about me video. That's been very popular in the past couple of weeks, and I find these really entertaining to watch and just fun, so I thought, why not do one myself? I put this up on Instagram and you guys responded to it with some assumptions that you think about me. I'm really interested to learn what you guys think. I haven't read through these yet, so let's just begin, I guess. So one of the assumptions that I got quite a lot was you wish you were American, or you wish you lived in America. This is actually not true. So while I do love working in America and I'm very thankful for my job over there, and I love spending time there and traveling the States, and I love all their national parks, I'm very thankful to be an Australian citizen. I think we are incredibly lucky here. I wouldn't be surprised either if 10 years down the road I am living in the States, so you never know. Okay, so one that I got quite a lot was you smoke a lot of weed. That's actually not true at all. I have smoked weed maybe 3 times in my whole life. Yeah, it's just not really my thing. I don't know. I've just never really been drawn to it. I got a couple saying you have your life so together, or you have your shit together, basically. This one is probably the most untrue. I actually met a girl at the beach the other day and she said to me like, wow, you just really have your whole life together. And I just kind of looked at her and I was like, you're a really bad judge of character, because I have no idea. I have no idea what I'm doing in any sense of the word. But I've also recently been talking to a lot of friends about this and realizing that I'm definitely not alone in that sense. We're just kind of guessing our next move and making it up as we go. To quote the Lizzie McGuire theme song, we'll figure it out on the way. So if you have no idea what you're doing, don't worry. I don't think anyone really does. A couple of people said you work out all the time. No. No, not at all. I've played sport since I was a kid, and I still play sport, and I love that. It's my favorite way to exercise, and I enjoy hiking. But like day to day, I don't have a gym membership or anything like that. Today, the only exercise I did was walking to the supermarket and carrying groceries back and washing the car out in the hot sun. So I do, however, get my heart rate up a couple of times a day drinking coffee. This one is so funny to me, and I'm sure it's just relevant now because of the photo I used, but a lot of you said you have a hickey on your side. That is not true. This also comes up anytime I post a photo like in a bathing suit or where you can see my ribs. I have a birthmark there. That is a birthmark. I don't know why anyone would have a hickey there, but I certainly don't. Nice guys tend to fall for you, but you fall for the bad boys. This is very untrue. I really don't like bad boys. Like, I really don't even understand that whole attraction at all. When it comes to like either TV shows or in real life, I just find like the bad boys, I'm like, why are you making these bad decisions? It's probably why I didn't like Skins as a kid, the TV show. I think I was too much of a good girl and afraid of breaking the rules, but bad boys are not my thing. Boys that don't like me back, however, that's my thing. And then along that line, someone said you don't fall in love easily, but when you do, you fall head over heels. I definitely don't fall in love easily. I think I'm just very picky and like have unnaturally high standards. Well, not unnaturally high, but too high standards for myself. But yeah, I think that's kind of true. Your favorite social media is Instagram. That is false. My favorite platform is Twitter. I love it and you should follow me. This is my handle and I'll link it down below. You are rich. Kind of, but not in the way that you're assuming. My bank account is definitely not 6 figures, I was only 4.
6 figures, I was only 4.
But in terms of rich in other ways, I think I'm very rich in love and friendship and family and everything that really matters. Can't complain. You're an incredibly tidy person and hate clutter. I am so glad that you cannot see what's behind my tripod and my camera right now, because that is false. They're not always happy. I know it's not true, but I did think so for some time. I really appreciated that message and I wanted to put it in here just to like remind everyone that you can't judge someone by what you see online. I guess that's kind of the point of this whole video, but you really can't assume anything from just seeing 10% or maybe like 2% of someone's life. So yeah, definitely not always happy. My life is definitely not perfect or easy by any means. I think it's definitely easy in some sense, don't get me wrong. I think I have a lot of things to be thankful for. I would never deny that, but the things that I've been going through or have gone through, when I tell friends about them for the first time, they are incredibly shocked and I don't really know how much detail I want to go into in this video particularly, just because a lot of this stuff is very personal, but the things that I've been going through in the past few years especially, I wouldn't wish on anyone, and it's almost like things out of a movie that you would never expect to happen just because they're kind of insane. A lot of the people in my life don't even know about some of these things, so when I do open up about them, or if I have mentioned it to someone in the past, or if I've like joked about it, because that's kind of how I deal with things a lot of the time, they've been pretty shocked. And so I'm glad that I'm able to maintain my happiness most of the time, or at least my optimism, because even if I'm not happy, I'm generally able to like look on the bright side and remind myself things will get better and you will feel better soon. I'll just leave it at that, but maybe someday I'll tell those stories. I just really appreciated that because I wanted everyone to remember that no one's life is perfect. One that kind of ties in with that is you had to go through some shit to become the positive, happy person that you are. I would actually say no. I was kind of just going along through life until I was about 15 or so. I really decided to change my whole life, my whole mindset, and taught myself the power of positive thinking and just kind of rewired my brain. Up until that point, I hadn't actually had that much hardship. I hadn't faced anything too bad, so that probably came a lot easier to me then. But I'm glad that I did this at the time because it shaped my brain for then years since then, that I have gone through hecka dark stuff and has really kind of tested that in me and gave me that resilience to get through it. So I don't think I had to go through stuff to become the happy, positive person, but I had to go through that stuff to remind myself that I'm able to be who I am and that it cannot change me. I would rather them not have happened, but I'm glad that they have shown me how resilient I am. I got a lot of this one for some reason. You guys said you were popular in high school. My school, I think, was maybe a little bit different to most schools, or at least the ones portrayed in like American movies, because I don't really think we had like a popular group or anything like that. We were kind of just all friendly to each other, and we were kind of a bit of like a hippie school. I was hanging out with people recently from high school, and they said that I was in what would be considered the popular group if we had one, but I think if anything I was definitely like on the outskirts of that because I wasn't really the partying type. I didn't have a boyfriend in high school, like I wasn't doing any of the things that I guess like cool girls do. I was friends with those people and like we had some things in common, and I sat with them at lunchtime and stuff, and you know, I valued their time. But a lot of the time at lunch, I was in the library. I'd like to get my homework done at school so that I could enjoy my time afterwards. I wanted to get good grades, and that's not something that necessarily comes easy to me. Like I have a very poor memory, so I have to work hard at it. But I did get good grades, and I spent a lot of my time focusing on that. The people that I'm friends with now from high school are not the people I sat with in high school then. So if you're in high school now and you're thinking you don't really relate to anyone, don't hang too much pressure on it who you're sitting with then, because it's just mostly out of convenience. Later in life, after high school, you'll find the people that you actually care about and you'll love them. I just really love that a lot of you are sending in the same message saying you've struggled in the past and that's why you're such a bright, kind presence now. I do honestly think to an extent that everyone has to struggle a little bit to know who they are, and more importantly to really understand why it matters to treat others with kindness and with compassion, because if you haven't suffered, you can't really imagine others suffering. You understand how painful life can be, and you would never want to make that any worse. But at the same time, people that are struggling can be the first ones to lash out and try and project that pain onto others. So you never know. I'm gonna address the Bonnie thing just very quickly because I've been getting questions about this daily, and I just kind of want to say my piece so that you guys can listen and understand my perspective on it. Do what works for you. Veganism works for me amazingly. If you can't be 100% vegan, that is okay. Try your best. If you can be 99% vegan or 90% vegan, that's fantastic. I don't think that bullying someone is ever the right move. I don't think that's more likely to make someone make a change. So I say support people, help them do the best they can, and lead by example. You're exactly the same in real life as you are online. I'm actually gonna say that that's false. I think I'm not that comfortable in front of a camera. So if you were to meet me in person or like see me in someone else's vlog, for example, I think I'm way more myself. I think I'm less cute in person, but funnier in person, and I'm okay with that. But if you've ever met me, was I the same in real life? Was I different? Did I surprise you? Let me know. Someone said you've never kissed a girl. That is incorrect. Here's that lighting back. You live an awesome life free of expectations about what people of our age should be doing. I try to, I really do, but that's one of the things I struggle with most, to be honest. Letting go of expectations is something that I think is incredibly hard. I really love the quote, "Comparison is the thief of joy," and I kind of live by that, but I'm definitely not perfect. Like, I compare myself a lot, not necessarily in like looks or appearance or wealth or whatever, because I don't really care as much, but in terms of just like life and choices, I find that hard, especially when my priorities need to be different or are different to someone else's. I can get self-conscious about that, and that is something I'm working on. But I posted a really interesting caption quote thing on Instagram that I would love for you to read and that I need to read like often to remind myself. So I'll link that down below. Some of these are just so sweet, dudes. Thank you. You procrastinate by watching cute animal videos. I actually don't. This is gonna sound really rude or mean, but I don't care that much about like pets or like little animal videos. And like when my friends Snapchat me their pets, I tap through it. That might be mean of me. I'm vegan because I don't think others deserve to die for me. Doesn't mean I like animals any more than anyone else. But I do love elephants and sea turtles and the entire monkey family. I will watch anything for them. You don't feel anxious when you meet new people or come into a new environment. That's honestly kind of true. I think I'm very lucky with the fact that I can feel confident around strangers. This probably comes from growing up as an only child and like needing to just kind of put yourself out there because you can't like hang out with anyone else. But I'm always the person to volunteer to like make a phone call for my friends or like go up to a front desk and speak to people. I love talking to people. I love interacting with strangers. I'm a big people person. So yeah, the other night I was actually at like a friend's house and they invited a bunch of other friends over. We got our cards read and were like just talking about all this emotional stuff, and I ended up crying in front of these perfect strangers. So I don't think I'm that shy, really. You are an INFJ. True. You love to support other women and girls. True. You've been chased down by heaps of boys. False. Very false. Well, I think that's all of the assumptions that I'm gonna react to today. Thank you guys so much for sending them in. This was very, very fun. Was there anything you were surprised to hear? Like, did I answer anything that you sent in, or, you know, give you an answer you weren't expecting? Comment down below and let me know what you think. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I will see you next time.